Welcome to the Awakened Human Podcast, the place to be for highly progressive yet extremely grounded intuitive guidance, energetic support, metaphysical tools, and higher consciousness for highly successful, ambitious, soul-centered visionaries and leaders like you who want to make a global impact and achieve your highest fulfillment by aligning with your soul's true divine agenda and your role in God's plan of lighted creation, and by utilizing your divine gifts, talents, and abilities from the higher realms. We do this by working with the non-physical realms of higher guidance, energy, intuition, and powerful metaphysical tools for healing and transformation. We understand that the real change and transformation that's being called for on planet Earth and in our own lives and our own businesses doesn't come from outside of us, but rather from within. And that the change that we desire to experience in our lives and in our world requires us to change from the inside. I'm your host, Lori Ann Spagna. I'm a best-selling author, spiritual catalyst, intuitive, energy worker, ascension guide, multidimensional channel, animal communicator, visionary, lightworker, and luminary. I have dedicated my entire professional life to helping thousands and thousands of humans and animals all over the world in service and contribution to the light, which is the expansion, the upliftment, the evolution of humanity, to awaken, to uplift, and to align with our true divine source, which exists within each and every one of us. It is my passion, joy, and purpose to share this information, energy, and consciousness with you. Thank you so much for being here today and for sharing time with me. Let's get started. Well, welcome back. Hello, you magnificent being, you. It's so great to be with you here today. My dog is making demands of me. That's nothing new. She's a very demanding dog. Oh, here she is. If you're watching the video version of this, you'll be able to see her behind me. In a recent interview somewhere, someone asked, "Is the dog behind you real?" I thought that was really funny because she's just so chill and calm whenever I do like interviews and podcasts. But when it's not interview or podcast or meditation time, she is making demands of me. Because this dog picked me. She picked me because she knew she was going to have every one of her needs, wants, and desires met practically the moment she asked for them, right? All right, I could do another episode about, look at her wagging her tail behind me. She knows it. Yeah, I could do another episode, of course, about that whole conversation about animals and what they know. In fact, I think I will. But today, and I know I've been promising to do an episode about time and how to extend and recover time, expand time, elongate time. It's going to be a great episode today. And I have been promising it, and it's a podcast I'm definitely going to get done and I'm looking forward to. But today I want to talk about what to do when your best isn't good enough. And I want to be a voice of encouragement for you today. And in a way, they could be two separate podcasts, but let's see where it goes. Because I really don't plan them. I just get a topic. I'm kind of given a topic and I just let the divine flow through me when I'm sharing. Because of course I know like part of my role in God's plan, God, source, creator, the infinite, the divine, in its plan or consciousness, in its plan is for me to be a teacher and to facilitate transformation in the best ways possible, right? To facilitate the expansion of consciousness, the evolution of humanity, the up-leveling of human energy, vibration, and consciousness. So that's what I'm here for today. That's what I am going to do my best to share with you. And the topic area I was given is mostly around this topic of voices of encouragement and what to do when your best just isn't good enough. So last week, needless to say, and I talked about this in the previous episode as well, we just had, at the time of recording this, the 1111 Master Part portal, the Stargate portal. If you don't know about that, I'm sure I've done an episode on Stargates and portals. If I haven't, it's definitely all over my YouTube channel. I've done a lot there. But regardless, it was a DNA activation webinar. I typically do those sometimes 3 times, but always 2 times a year. I do them on the triple Stargate every year, and I do them on Lion's Gate, which is always August 8th. And I do them on 11/11, which is a master Stargate. And the reason I do them on 11/11, number one, is those are my numbers in numerology. My numbers are 11, 11, 11. If you know numerology, it's not my birthday, it's my numbers. It's different. I do everyone's numbers always in my Sacred Visionary Mentorship because I think that your numbers are relevant to your life path and your life journey and your soul lessons. You can find out so much helpful information. But anyway, that's why I do 11/11 Stargate, because it's all about mastery and leadership. In the last DNA activations that we did that day, I was so happy about it. I was so excited because it really was off the charts, and none of it was pre-scripted. It was entirely channeled by the team that I channel, the collective. And I'll talk about the collective at a future episode as well, for those of you who might not know them, but there's lots of podcasts and YouTube videos on where I'm channeling the collective all over the internet. But they came through and they basically said, don't plan anything. We're just going to do bliss codes of bliss. And it was channeled through me. You just tell them 77 minutes of bliss. And that the whole thing was entirely channeled, not scripted at all. And the meditation and the energy and the DNA activations that we did, it was profound. It was so blissfully incredible. And the feedback was so amazing. And one of the women on the call who's in my Sacred Visionary Mentorship, she was in the VIP call afterwards, because we'll do like an after party where we can just have community, chat, share, learn. And of course, I'm giving guidance there too. People ask questions, but it's also very casual because so many people really want community and connection with high vibe, high consciousness beings, just to sort of connect, right? Because you don't have that much in the everyday world. So one of the women was sharing that her cat, during the meditation, brought in a bird, a hummingbird that it had caught, and that the bird was dead. And because the meditation was going on and she didn't know what to do with the bird, she just had the bird sitting like in her hands during the meditation. I think, however it was. And the bird was dead. She was aware that the bird had died. And anyway, she went into the meditation and with the bird, I guess, on her lap or in her hands or however she was holding the bird. And she said that by the end of the meditation, the dead bird got up and flew away. Flew away. That's amazing. I mean, she was certain that the bird was dead. So, okay, this is hearsay, but direct from her ears and her direct experience to me, the way I see it is that the life force was restored in that bird. I'm just amazed, right? Like, I'm amazed. That's so amazing. From the energy, from the bliss codes, from the DNA activation. So good. And of course, we got so much amazing feedback. I got so much amazing feedback, which I have learned that my value and my worth is not based on other people's feedback. It's what people think of me is none of my business. I teach that. I really don't care. Because I know in my heart of hearts, like I know who I am. I know what I'm offering. I know that I'm really in my integrity. I know that I am doing my absolute best to be best version of myself. I know that I'm walking my talk. I know that I'm not perfect, but I'm really doing my best to be of service to my source and to follow the guidance that is based in expansion and contribution in accordance with God's will, right? God, source, creator, the infinite, the all that is. So I never worry about that. I learned that lesson a long time ago. Like, other people's feedback is kind of irrelevant in a sense. I just have to do what I'm here to do. But that said, the bird story, that was pretty awesome. And then just all the feedback that came after that DNA activations webinar was so good. And the people in the masterclass afterwards, not the master, the VIP call afterwards, and the people in my mentorship program the next day, they were all just like blissed out. And the feedback was, yeah, phenomenal. So I was really happy. I'm really so happy, glad, and grateful that the energy is so powerful and affecting people so profoundly, and that they're having amazing transformational experiences from it. And yeah, I love doing those DNA activations. I love them even more now that I'm just able to like channel through the divine. It's doing its transmissions and getting people into direct experience, because direct experience is, it trumps everything. Oh my God, I can see this conversation is going to go in a different direction too. So, oh gosh, what to do when your best isn't good enough will have to be the next episode, and then time. Okay, because direct experience trumps everything. Trumps everything. Let me explain what I mean by that. That's going to be the title of this episode. Direct experience trumps everything. What do I mean by that? Because you can learn things through a book, you can watch a webinar, you can take a master class, you can hire a coach, you can do some mindset shifting. Yeah, that's all great. I support that. Bravo. Yes. But until you have direct experience, what direct experience is direct knowing. You don't learn direct experience by reading a book, and you don't learn direct experience even through prayer, although certainly prayer can facilitate a direct experience, can bring you to a direct experience, or it can ultimately provide a direct experience for you. But direct experience is union with source, union with the divinity, union, oneness. And it is through direct experience that you develop unshakable certainty and what I call gnosis. You know. No one can take away your direct experience when you have it. That's why when I was going through the divorce in Maui and my husband was divorcing me, and I had like direct experience with extraterrestrial contact, first contact. I know some of you might not know that about me, but you might think that's crazy. But no, I had a direct experience. I had a direct near-death experience. I had direct experience with animals. I had direct experiences with angels. I had a direct firsthand experience where I literally had this visual. It wasn't in my third eye. It was like an apparition of Jesus coming in, like opening and like waving his arm for me to like walk through this. It looked like a portal, a door, but it was through the wall. I was like, this is really weird. Like, even for me, I had this direct experience with these angelic beings. Like, my eyes were open. These beings that were like larger than anything and so brilliant and so magnificent. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it. It was too much. My point is, direct experience trumps everything, because once you have it, no one can tell you it's not real or it didn't happen. And this is why people who really truly are on an ascension path, or a path of transformation, an accelerated journey, really do have the beautiful experiences associated with direct experience. Now, direct experience is you go into an altered state and you're like, I don't know what's happening, but something is. Like, your brain's no longer thinking. You're in an altered state. You do not need plant medicine for that. You do not need to go on some kind of ayahuasca trip for that. I'm not telling you can't do that if you want. I'm just telling you it's not required. Not what I teach, not what I share, not the process I'm helping people go through. And I had plenty of relatively new people who are still into energy healing. They're all my people are always into that, right? They're always into this stuff. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. But I had a number of people who were relatively new, and they were like, I don't know what happened to me. I don't know. I just know I was here, but I wasn't. And I was like, awesome. That's the best, right? Because that's when your energy is being recalibrated. The brain's not in the way. The brain is not sitting there analyzing, oh, is it good? Is it not good? Am I visualizing? Am I having a meditation? What's happening to me? Is this real? Isn't it real? Is it working? Is it not working? No. You go into such a direct experience that you're altered, and you know, I don't know what's going on. I can't even make sense of it, because the left analytical brain, in a sense, is stepped out of the way. The right awareness brain is there, and it's like, I don't know. I'm here. I'm aware. What? Cool. Awesome. Something like that. Direct experience trumps everything. Why? Because through direct experience, you come into absolute certainty and knowing how real this is. And through direct experience, your physiology, who you are, the essence of who you are, is up leveling, upgrading, recalibrating, realigning to a frequency match of a higher self version of you. So good. So good. And that's where you start changing. You look back on your experience from before that or before some point in time, and you're like, who was I? That wasn't even me. I'm like a different person. Or you start realizing, like, oh, before I used to behave that way, but like this way is so much better. Or I might have in the past done this or that, but now I've just got this whole new set of tools that I didn't even know about before, or this whole new way of thinking about things or perceiving things, or light bulb moments or big ahas. It's like so life changing. That's why direct experience trumps everything. That's why getting into really high frequency vibratory states is so good, because you will not deny your own experience. You will know. And the thing is like, I get it. There's a lot of people in the world who are like, I don't know how to meditate. I can't quiet my mind. Is it working? Isn't it working? That's all right. I get it, because the world doesn't know how to meditate very well. They haven't really learned, and there's not a lot of brilliant teachers out there. And even if you go to YouTube, you've got gurus, amazing gurus, teaching things that when I listen, I'm like, this is so basic. And I get it. It's because they're speaking to the masses, but they're not being given ample opportunity to go to such deep and profound transformational levels. And as someone who has been doing this work professionally now for over 20 years, I've been around the block. I was searching for this stuff for years without knowing it. I was continuously searching and trying to get through my own glass ceilings, my own roadblocks, my own emotional limitations, or parts of my own emotions that were challenged, or my own mental blocks, mental mindset, like all of it that we go through, and searching and just not finding the solution in the external world, and engaging in so many other activities that always fell short. And I think eventually through that, and through my own sort of come to Jesus moments where I was like, I need a better solution. I've tried everything. I developed and cultivated within myself the gifts and the talents and the abilities that I couldn't find in the external world, not through any of these other programs out there. And that's why I say, until you have a real direct experience, and I'm sure most of you have had some kind of direct experience or another, which is why you're listening to me. You're already in some state of knowing. But here's the thing. It's infinite. It's infinite, which is why you just keep getting better and better and better. Your gifts keep growing. Your ability to make positive transformation in the world, all of it, it keeps up leveling as you stay the course. This is what's meant when I say discipleship. It's like you stay the course, you do the inner work, the changes keep happening. The hardest changes are at the earliest stages, because that's when you have a person has kind of like the most density, meaning the most drama in their lives, or upset, or challenges, or unresolved karmic kinds of issues, or shadow aspects, or traumas, or that's the hardest part for someone in the earliest parts of their journey. And if they don't at least have the basic tools to say, okay, this is what's coming up for me, and I need to process it somehow, some way, they'll be stuck in that, right? And a lot of times what people will do, especially beginners, is they'll blame someone else, or they'll point a finger, or they'll judge another, and they won't be able to break through that. That's like a frequency fence, right? An energetic bandwidth of their own limitations. And then they stay stuck or blocked. And years and lifetimes can go on like that, right? But when you can get yourself into really deep meditative state, those blocks get removed faster, easier, and more gracefully. than ever possible in the regular physical world and with regular basic meditation, right? Most basic meditation is still mostly using just an alpha brainwave state, especially if you're attempting to visualize during the meditation. That's very alpha brainwave. Alpha brainwave will visualize. It's a light meditation. It'll help you be peaceful. You can say some affirmations, but really hypnosis is typically an alpha brainwave, but the real deep stuff where you're doing altered state kind of stuff without any kind of natural plant medicine. You're doing it because you're unifying with source. And in a deep meditative process, you go into an altered state and you are basically being recalibrated. That is what we did during our last DNA activations webinar, where we did those activations with the bliss codes. And that is really direct experience that trumps everything. Yeah. All right. Look, I've got 2 more podcasts that are definitely in the lineup, and I'm going to get them done hopefully today for you so that they're launching over the next few weeks. Be on the lookout for them. Number 1 is, yes, I was guided to do something, what to do when your best isn't good enough, and voices of encouragement. And those 2, I think, go hand in hand. So that will likely be next week. And then the one I've been promising for a long time, all about time, how to make more of it, what it is, how to elongate it, how to expand it, how to use it in a way that helps you be more productive and elongates your days, your life, etc., and shortens the things that you don't necessarily like or want. Okay, we'll talk about that on an upcoming episode about time. I have endless episodes to give you. I so love and enjoy this experience with you. I hope you're enjoying it too. If you've benefited from the podcast and from what you've learned today, please share it. Help others know about it too, because there are people out there in the world who will benefit from this, who are looking for it. And maybe because of algorithms or for whatever reason, they haven't found it. And maybe you sharing it with them will really, really help them and also help me to be able to be of service and contribution, which is my joy. So thank you so much for sharing it, commenting, and helping others to know so that the podcast can grow. All right, I'm sending you so much love, and I'm wishing you your most benevolent best and hoping for you that you will give yourself opportunity to have direct experience in truly profound, incredible ways. I promise you, your expansion is unlimited potential. You are full of unlimited potential, and all of that can be awakened from within you when you allow yourself to get into new frequencies, elevated vibrations of consciousness. And that's one of the things I love to help people do. So I'm hoping to have you join me at some upcoming event, whatever it might be. And stay in touch with me no matter what. Okay, I'm sending you so much love, and I'm wishing you your most benevolent best. Farewell for now. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for listening today. If you loved the show and if you benefited in any way, if it helped you to up-level or expand your consciousness, if you gained any new insights or ideas, if it made you think or become more aware, or if there were some strategies or intuition that you may have benefited from in any way, would you please do me 2 easy and simple favors? First, if you would be willing to leave a review, it would mean the world to me. I'd be so grateful. And second, if you're willing to share this show with anyone else who would benefit, you can either post it on your social media or just email it to someone and share it with another person or any other people. It would be so awesome. This kind of thing is so helpful in expanding consciousness on the planet and helping others to benefit from this kind of teaching, which just simply isn't generally readily available in the mainstream. So sharing it really helps others benefit and helps our planet evolve and awaken. Plus, expressing gratitude and generosity in this way will also expand your capacity to give and receive even more. Either way, I just want to say thank you so much for being here and for participating and for sharing, and overall, just for being the magnificent, the spectacular, the brilliant, the fabulous, the wonderful you that you truly are, and for allowing yourself to be the very best version of you today and every day. All my love and gratitude to you.